Here at Daily Report, we continue the conversation tonight on matters upskilling the youth and the role of TVETs for this particular conversation. In case you're just joining us right now, we are privileged to have Dr. Esther Muoria. She is the Principal Secretary for the State Department for TVETs. And we have taken a look at quite a lot, and the questions definitely continue to come in. So I will throw in what Kenyans are asking you. First off, Simplicius Makale is asking, good evening, why is TVET locking out some of us who did KCSE 2015 and are willing to get a skill from TVET to better our lives?
We are not locking out anyone. I don't know where that one is from. Kindly walk into any of our TVET centers, like I said, right across the country, and we will be able to admit you. Nobody, whether they are coming in for fresh training or, like we were discussing earlier, Stan,
yes,
for assessment and certification, everybody and anybody is welcome to our institutions. And I did tell you, Stan,
yes,
even those who are in the universities, they are coming for skilling, and we are skilling them. So nobody is locked out.
All right. The next question here.
Yeah.
Hi, we are in Juakali as welders, but you find the government importing the same skills from China. Let the guest visit Kamukunji, Juakali, Karibu. That is Hajira, I believe. Yeah.
Importing the same skills from China?
Importing the same skills from China, yes, that is what he says.
I would have to take time to check on that, because, you know, well, when the Chinese take up these big contracts, there has been, yes, a tendency for them to come up to come in with their workforce stand, which I guess is within the contractual requirement. I do not know. But what I would want to say is my responsibility is to ensure that as many of our youth are well skilled, so that yes, they are able to take up these responsibilities that are within our purview.
Right, fantastic.
Yes.
The question here. Hi, I'm Douglas from Kangemi. Question to PS, why are TVETs not incorporated in state/government jobs? Example, all those who have great chance to get a pie chance in public service commission jobs are only the degree holder. Please do something.
No, that is not true. It is not true that it is only the degree holders who are getting in. I said yes, last year we were able to bring in about 3,300 trainers. They are either degree or diploma, depending on, we are bringing in as many of the young people as possible, as long as they have the skill, whether at the degree or diploma level. So I don't think anybody will be locked in because they have their diplomas. And like I said, even those who are training and have been trained at the Juakali space, once we are able to certify them, we are speaking to Public Service Commission so that they recognize these certificates and they will be able to bring them in. That is one pathway. The other pathway, I am encouraging and have encouraged my principals and boards and councils in the field that we need to go for these skilled people, whether they are skilled at Juakali, whether they have certificates or not. Let them come to our institutions and be able to help our young people in skilling. I was in Chuka TVC the other day, and I found a young man from Juakali who is actually skilling our young people in masonry because he is well crafted in the skill. So TVET and the government as a whole, we want to be as accommodating as possible.
Right.
And remember, I did say, and I want to emphasize, that we in TVET are interested in people who have the skills. So, and that is why we want them to come in, we certify them, and they can be able to move across the board, whether they are in employment, whether it is seeking government contracts, or whichever field. So We are not in the business of locking anybody out,
right.
and let anybody have seek an opportunity to have a conversation with you so that we can see where we can be able to place you. But we are not in the business of locking anybody out.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Dr. earlier on you had mentioned about kind of diploma and the levels in the recognition of prior learning, but then we didn't really get to finish up on this as we had to continue the stories. Can you elaborate to us how this from level 3 all the way to level 6 and the different diplomas, how it works for the Kenyans?
Yes, I said that when you come in, either for training or but for this particular case, we are talking about the RPL.
Yes.
I said that we have the TOs and the assessors.
Yes.
And I said these assessors are well trained at the Kenya School of TVET. And they have the necessary tools that have been developed with industry. So that when you come in, we are able to assess you, to subject you to these tools that I'm talking about. In other words, we are able to look at you, subject you to some assessment, and we are able to tell from the skills that you have, we will place you at level 3, which is the lowest. From there, you can continue acquiring the skills, and we will continue assessing and reassessing you and be able to probably place you at the different level. And you can continue working on your skills. Let me give you an example, Stan. You can come in as a painter, and we are able to look at you with industry, with our tools, and we're able to say, wow, yeah, you can paint, yeah? And then we're able to place you at level 3.
Right.
And send you back to industry. By the time you come back again for assessment, we are able to see that you have learned to use even more advanced tools of painting, and you can do a better job. So we are able again to promote you to another level, all the way to level 6, which is a diploma. By the time you get a diploma, by the way, because you'll get a diploma in civil and building, then it means that you have also spread to other skills like masonry, like carpeting, like tiling, and you're able to, and as you come in and we subject you to these tools, then we are able to advance your levels, and you, like I said, you can go all the way to level 6.
Right.
Yeah.
Allow me to sample more feedback, because generally, viewer, this are your questions. I'm going to be throwing them here for PS.
Yes.
The first off, hello, I'm Kibet. Why is it that employment in TVET is corrupt? I saw some people who were placed to work this January, and yet they neither applied nor went to an interview. Speak on the fairness on matters, the interviews on these particular TVETs as well.
Employment and bringing in of TVET trainers is the mandate of Public Service Commission.
Okay.
We only tell them our requirements. They give us an opportunity to go across the country, be able to interview these people together with Public Service Commission, and thereafter it is the work of the Public Service Commission to actually process the interviewees and be able to give them back to us for deployment. So that is the purview of Public Service Commission, and they would be in a position to tell. But our process, the process we undertake with Public Service Commission is open.
Okay.
And whoever we deploy to our department is approved by the Public Service Commission.
Okay.
So I do not see any mispractice or malpractice there.
Right, right. Kibet, I hope your question has been answered. Another one here, I did KCSE, but I got D-plane, but I managed to do craft certificate in mechanical engineering, but I got credit. I proceed for diploma, but I got passing exams. I tried to go for university, but they refused to do degree because I have lower grade. Why? His name is Mark Kilwa.
He's talking about degree level. So I may also not be well placed to explain why they did not admit him for a degree certificate.
Okay.
But from my previous life, which was at university, it is all dependent on what they were applying for, and therefore the requirements of that program for them to get into that program.
Right.
Some programs within the university we'll admit you even when you have resat an examination, when you have upgraded from a C to D. There is a time there was, what do we call this program, or where you receipt the examination and are able to upgrade. Some programs, according to the way they have been crafted, will admit you after upgrading, let's say from D to C. Some programs will admit you. Others will not, dependent on the kind of training they want to undertake in that particular program. So it is all dependent, and that question would best be answered if this person walked and spoke to the dean of that particular program, because they'll be able to discuss the programs within that department.
All right. So I hope Mark will definitely be giving us a follow-up on his question. But before we even get to sample more feedback from the Kenyans, the State Department is really keen on enrolling 2 million Kenyans this particular year. First of all, when you take a look at some courses over the years, they have been touted as, manly kind of courses. When you take a look at mechanical engineering, some of this, STEM kind of courses. But over the years, quite a number of, women have also been taking part of this as well. When you target 2 million Kenyans, how are you also looking at the, kind of gender gaps and also bridging, as well as even in different parts of the country as well? What is your target and your vision when you say we are enrolling 2 million and we target to enroll 2 million Kenyans?
We are enrolling the 2 million Kenyans through the year across the country.
Okay.
And we are leveraging on GAO to be able to, because they are the people who know the people on the ground.
Yes.
And we are also looking into taking good care of gender parity, where we are looking at admitting both the males and the females into our institution, because we are an equal opportunity government or department for that matter. So we want to bring in as many people as possible, because we are looking at 100% transition. We do not want young people like the 700 and something that we spoke about to just hang out there.
Yeah.
We are bringing in everybody, and whether they are coming to do masonry or electrical fittings, you should find those young ladies carrying stones and fixing them and mixing the cement, and they do it, and they do it very, very well.
Okay.
So gender issues is not an issue for us anymore. I was in one of the institutions recently, and I found a young man on sewing machines and doing very well, and doing beauty and cosmetology. Young men doing it very well. So my experience across the TVETs in this country is the skills for ladies and young men is like they do not exist anymore. You will find all these skills, learning of all these skills across gender going on seamlessly.
Right.
And that I can assure you, because it is available in our institution. And if you let me give you the same example of Kiambu National Polytechnic, because it is the one that is near to us these days. They did their own wall, and they did their own gate with the students.
Okay.
You should have found those young girls there. In fact, they make their own bricks.
Okay.
And the girls will be there making the brick very beautifully.
Right.
And I think even that gate of theirs and the walls is as beautiful, because the girls were well engaged, and they are subject to the. Let me not say they are the ones who are subject to the details, because the young people will throw me out. But gender is not an issue for us.
Okay.
We are training young people across all skills, and it comes out beautifully. And this is not an exaggeration.
All right. Thank you very much, PS. Maybe your parting shot sentence. We've definitely talked a lot and talked quite a while, but then that statement that you'd really want Kenyans to know, what is the State Department for TVETs doing?
The State Department for TVET is skilling young, and I dare say even the older people. We are about skilling young people, because the message we want to pass across is that this country needs to move to the next level of development. And for any country, the Tiger Five, the Germany, now China is also doing very well. What are they leveraging on? This is the message I would like Kenya and Kenyans to hear. They are leveraging on skilled young people. That is what they have leveraged on to grow to industrialization. And let me tell you, Stan, what I have cared to tell anybody who cared to listen to me, that for any country to industrialize, they need forms, they need machinery, they need money, they need market, and they need man. Man is the most important. And that man that I am talking about is the skilled workforce. Until and unless we are able to have these pools of skilled young people, then the industries out there or within the country will or may not be encouraged to set up industries. And it is not until a lot of industrialization has gone on in this country that we are going to rise to the next level of development, which we must. So skilling we must do for our young people, for us to rise to the next level of development.
Right.
Thank you, Stan.
Thank you very much. And from the words of Brian Ondari here, someone watching us says, brilliant idea, wish it's fully embraced. Thank you very much, Dr. for making time to have this conversation with us. Dr. Esther Muoria, she is the Principal Secretary, State Department for TVETs. I definitely have to sample a few of your feedback because you have been with us as we started. Africa Live says we all have a high point and low point. It's normally not natural. Let me take a look at on WhatsApp. Dr. Pierce, congratulations on a job well done. It's very important. The principals in our secondary schools talk about TVETs as another pathway. Keep it, madam. Ruth from Embu. That and quite a lot of your feedback. We definitely can't really sample here, but then keep the conversation in our digital platforms at TV47KE on Facebook. 0793-267-279 is on WhatsApp. Rhoda Nyamai has been the sign language interpreter. I'm yours truly, Stanley Nyarungita. Have yourself a wonderful Wednesday evening.